Christian colonialists took over India. They succeeded in dominating India for a while, but Christianity was never able to take root. The native population were able to resist the Christian onslaught. India is the country where Christianity lost to the cow. This video will discuss why I think Christianity was not able to beat the cow. In the beginning, there was a religion called Judaism. This religion has a god called Yahweh. Yahweh is a pagan god that predates the Torah and the Old Testament. Yahweh is a warrior and storm god. He is a Jewish nationalist god that was meant to protect the Jews. Nobody knows where Yahweh comes from, so he could have roots outside of the Jewish people. However, I will be arguing that Yahweh is a Jewish god for the purposes of this video. Yahweh is the God of the Torah and Old Testament, but it's not the historical God Yahweh. The Old Testament Yahweh is a fusion of the pagan gods El, Baal, and Yahweh. It's essentially a Frankenstein version of Yahweh, and clearly not real. If there are any people that still worship Yahweh in 2025, then they would most likely be found in the Christo-pagan community. The people that created Christianity decided that their God was also going to be this Frankenstein version of Yahweh. So, the Christian God is the same as the Jewish God, but they decided to make one major change. This change is that Yahweh would no longer be a Jewish God for the Jewish people. Instead, he would become a globalist God. Christian colonialists would eventually invade India and try to spread their globalist God. But they were unsuccessful in spreading this Yahweh, because Christianity is a globalist religion. Globalist religions are inherently oppressive. There is always going to be a pushback against them, and they will always lose in the long term, because humans are the same no matter where they are located. Humans like their freedom, but Christianity failed to take root in India because Indians have their own gods, and their gods are more powerful than the Frankenstein Yahweh. Indian gods are nationalist and not tainted by globalism. Nationalism is always going to beat globalism in the long term, which is why there is currently a revival of paganism in the West. People in the West want to go back to their roots. In effect, there is nobody home in the Jewish, Christian, and Islamic faiths. If you put any of these faiths up against a nationalist god, then they are going to lose. The nationalist gods will eventually triumph. It might take a while, but it will happen. Christians, Jews, and Muslims created a personal god, a god that they could call on demand and request whatever they wanted from him. But this is not Yahweh. Yahweh, El, and Baal are not personal gods. They are pagan gods, and should be treated as such. They should be treated with respect. You should set up an altar if you want to venerate or petition them. Indians beat Christianity because Indian gods are real. Cows are real. Frankenstein Yahweh is not. Thanks for listening. Have a fantastic day or night.